Welcome all, and thank you for joining us, Steam Powered Gamers. This is our second video. This is a post-deck review from my first Conquest tournament. As you might have seen me out there on Conquest forums and stuff like that, bigging it up. I actually come last. The event was actually run by a events organiser called Guardians of Tyr. Please feel free to go out to their website and check them out. Great events. They've got some really good events coming up. It'd be nice to see some people out there joining us. So let's start with my Warlord. So the Warlord I chose for tonight was Ku'gath, the Plague Father. Since starting playing the game, he was my first expansion pack I picked up, and he's pretty much the first Warlord I've pretty much played while playing Conquest. There's something about him and his synergy with transferring damage and with his attachment. I do find him very well rounded. Stats are 1/7, and his reaction after the Warlord is declared as an attacker. Move 1 damage from this Warlord to another unit of this planet. Very strong Warlord, solid Warlord in my eyes. So, looking at his signature squad, you've got Ku'gath's Nurglings. We do have 4 of them in his signature squad. Force reaction, after a unit moves to a planet, deal 1 damage. Absolutely great against mobile units and moving around. Really, really good, to be honest. Bit weak with some of the other effects going on, area of effects and stuff like that, but they do the job there. A 2-point army unit with a 2/2 and command icon. Okay, next one is Vile Laboratory. Deploy action. Exhaust this support to have your opponent choose to move a non-vehicle unit he controls from a target planet to an adjacent planet of his choice. Very, very dirty support card there, to be honest. Played right, it can work in your favour and ties very well in with Ku'gath's Nurglings. Okay, Thetis Haze. Once again, an event. It's got 1 shield icon. Absolutely fantastic once again. Thetis Haze. Remove all damage from target Nurgle units you control. Then you have your opponent deal the amount of indirect damage equal to the damage removed among army units he controls at the same planet. Really good, to be honest. Finally brings us back to the last part of his signature squad, the Plague Father's banner. Its attachment, attached to a Nurgle unit. Attached unit gets +1 HP. Reaction, after the attached unit is declared as an attacker, move 1 damage from the attached unit to another unit on the same planet. Pretty much Ku'gath's main ability, to be honest, is the reaction. It's a 3 shield icon card for a 1-point attachment. Attached to Ku'gath, it is a very, very good Okay, moving on to my neutral cards in my deck. I've only got 3 Calamitaries in my deck. Headquarter action. Return each army unit with a printed cost lower of 2 or 2 to its owner's hands. Once again, absolutely key part of this card. Just with the synergy of most of my cards, it helps with my Ku'gath's Nurglings, Colosseum Fighters, and the synergy of that sort. Moving on to my outer faction cards, I only have 6. excluding my neutrals. I have 3 copies of Colosseum Fighters. It's a 1/2 card. Reaction: after this unit enters play, return the topmost event cards from your discard pile to your hand. Great synergy with Fetid Haze, Power from Pain, any event cards in my deck at the moment. It works really well. Going back to Calamity, these bring them back into my hand where I can redo these to redo Power and Pain, Fade. Okay, so that brings me on to my second Dark Eldar cards for my deck. I have 3 copies of Powerful from Pain. Combat action: your opponent must sacrifice an army unit if able. Absolutely, it's 2 cost event. It's pretty much guaranteeing something being taken off the table to hopefully help you out. It needs to be played at the right event, the right time. Because it's not at a certain planet, if you are hoping for somebody to take something off of the planet where combat's going, if the opponent has other units at other planets, they can sacrifice those ones, especially if it's only a small road trader or something. Okay, so what we have next is Turbulence Rift. It's a 1 cost support card. Reaction: after you deploy a elite unit, deal 1 damage to that unit and deal 1 damage to each enemy unit at this planet. It's a great support, to be honest, especially in this deck where I have a lot of high elite units that can take those damage. It's only on deploy, so you're only going to get a 1-trick pony out of it, but it's very good like that. So next we have Tzeentch's Firestorm X event. It's an action: deal X damage to target non-warlord unit. Very good card. It's a 2 shield card. The great thing about it is an action, so there is no real time frame when you can use it. It's a great bit of key piece because you can use it at different times throughout the event windows that allow you to play these cards. Next we have the very high 7 cost Ancient Keeper of Secrets. He's got a 3 command icon. He's a 5/5. No war gear attachments though, but he has got an action of sacrificing a cultist unit to ready this action. Very strong army unit here. With the command and stuff like that, played right and getting him out right. He's a very key part of the deck. Okay, so next we have Soul Grinder, a 6 cost army unit. Demon, War Engine, Elite. He's got a 2 command icon. And he's a 4/6. No war gear attachment. He has got a reaction. After you win the command struggle at this planet, your opponent must sacrifice a non-warlord unit at this planet if able. Biggest thing I've learned probably out tonight is making sure you are following your reactions, or remember what reactions you have on the table. That's probably quite a big part of the game, of trying to remember what each thing does and making sure you're actually remembering them, to be fair. Okay, so next part of my deck we have Gleeful Plague Beast. It's a 5 cost army unit, no war gear attachment. It's got 1 command icon, a 3/5. Force reaction: after the combat phase begins, deal 1 damage to each unit at this planet. As you might have noticed, there's a lot of area effect stuff going on through this deck. It does work very well. The only thing is what you can't find, especially when you've probably got 2 Gleeful Plague Beasts at a planet. You're doing a lot of damage to your own units. Something that's probably let me down tonight, or in the event. But we learn from our mistakes. Next we have Dire Mutation. It's 1 point attachment with a 1 shield card. It does have ambush, so it can be deployed during the combat phase. Attached to an army unit, Forced interruption: when attached unit exhausts, deal it 1 damage. If I'm perfectly honest, I probably will be taking these out of the deck. They did little job, but little of not what I needed them to do. So this will be something I'll be reviewing while rebuilding deck. Okay, Slaanesh Temptation. I love this card. This is one of my favourites. It's a 2-cost attachment with 2 shield cards. Attached to a planet, increase the cost of each enemy unit being deployed at another planet by 1. Force reaction: after a battle at the attached planet ends, sacrifice this attachment. Once again, great with my neutral card. Removes anything with a 2 less in the headquarters phase. Then these guys are having to pay those extra tokens to get their units back out again. Love this guy. Always stick him on planet 5. Does his job. Okay, so I've possessed next a 5 army, 1 command icon. It's a 9/4. Pretty much it says what it is: a demon elite. Just a very hard hitting unit. Can be a bit, with only 4 health, but by God, it's quite easy to get them out in this deck. Just having to watch what sort of damage doing to yourself with them. Okay, up next is Black Legion Helldrake. He's an 8-cost army unit. He's got 3 command icons. He's an 8/8, no war gear attachment. He's flying. This unit takes half damage from non-flying units. He's just dirty, to be honest. He's absolutely. I've got him out once tonight, and he just caused a lot of issues for my opponent. Maybe tempted to put another one in. Just makes it a lot more trickier for the opponent when you actually do get him out. Okay, we also have the Fortress of Madness. It's a 1-point support, limited, 1 limited card per round. Interrupt: when you deploy a Chaos unit, exhaust this support to reduce the cost by 1. It does help on going on rounds, but don't forget you are costing that 1 on that first turn to put down that support, where you could be using that 1 to put something straight out. But like I said, as soon as it's out there, you can start using it. I only have 1 in the deck. Did come in handy a little bit, but nothing major. Okay, we have the Splintered Path Acolyte. Fantastic, to be honest. 1-point army unit, 1 command, 1/1. But it does have an interrupt: when you deploy a demon unit, sacrifice this unit to reduce the cost by 2. Absolutely superb, to be honest. Just helps get these larger hitting demons out, but also can start contesting some of the areas before you start dragging them out of your deck. Got 3 of these in my deck. Okay, so we also have Exevius Split Tongue. It's a 3-cost army unit, 2 command, 2/3. But I didn't realise how good his reaction was till tonight. After an enemy unit at this planet is destroyed, put a cultist token into play at your HQ. So what you're looking at is after your warlord's moved out and any Nurglings have done any damage to anything, what you're doing is you're just trying to get those small little wins just to get those cultist tokens back into your HQ. So ready for next round, so we can start spending those cultist tokens to start bringing out those units. Vicious Bloodletter up next. He's a 5 army cost army unit. He's a 4/4, no war gear attachment. He is also an elite, so to get that area effect off. But he also has area effect 3 himself. While this unit attacks, it may instead deal itself its area effect damage to each unit at this planet. Didn't get it off to where I needed it to, but maybe I do need a couple more in my deck after reviewing it. Virtuousum Plague Squad. 4-cost army unit. 1 command, 1 attack, and 4. He also has a subroutine of this unit gets +1 attack for each unit in your opponent's discard pile. Yeah, just dirty, to be honest. When you've started, making them sacrifice units and stuff like that, what you see it moves. So I think the top I got this guy up to was about 9 damage with the 4 as well. Just made him really, really good. Okay, and the last card for my deck is Promise of Glory. Didn't have any of these in my deck until somebody on a Facebook page talked to me about them. A 0 cost event, 1 shield icon. Deploy action, put 2 Cortis tokens into play in your HQ. For an event, it's absolutely really good. The great thing about this is because of the Coliseum fighters as well, you can start bringing these back and they pretty much start paying for themselves very instantly for bringing out some of the bigger demons. So, post opinions, issues with the deck, got a few cards to review, but I think the biggest probably issue is myself. Due to this is my first time I've played in a 40k Conquest tournament. I think looking at some of my games, I wasn't ready for a Dark Eldar. They were just trickery everywhere and really, really strong in the whole little torture events and stuff like that. Played against Eldar. It was quite a very fair fight, to be honest. That came down to the last planet. And then after that, I played against Space Marines. When my opponent was probably at a little bit of a disadvantage, where I do have 3 core sets, and the gentleman was playing with pretty much just the 1 first core set to get involved. But it just came down to planets at the end. I similarly just deployed at the wrong planet, where the first planet he just went straight into command battle at the first planet and just won because I had no units there. Like I said, the biggest thing is just getting used to the action windows when those sort of things go off. But been playing it for just over a month now. Probably had a total of around 10 games. But living it, really looking forward to the new Tyranids coming out, and looking forward to what the next 12 months expansion packs look like. So once again, thank you for listening to us. We are Steam powered gamers. Once again, I'd like to do a big shout out for Guardians of Tears for once again running an absolutely fantastic event. Great prize support. I did come out with a card box and an event card for playing. Got myself an Orc one. Really happy. Thanks again. Thanks for listening to us. Bye bye.